The hum of the city was a song I knew by heart, a symphony of a million lives lived in harmony, all under the polished chrome and glowing neon of Neo Viridia. We thought we were the masters of our world, that our future was a clean, straight line drawn into the stars. We were wrong. The first sign wasn't a warning shot or a broadcast. It was the sky itself, cracking like a pane of glass under an immense unseen pressure. Shards of daylight and stratosphere rained down, revealing not the blackness of space, but a swirling, malevolent crimson. From that wound in the heavens, the visitors descended. Their ships weren't metal and rivets. They were obsidian monoliths that blotted out the sun, silent and absolute. They didn't declare war. They simply began to erase us. Air troops, biomechanical horrors with too many limbs and cold glowing optics poured into our streets. Our automated defenses, our proud robotic sentinels, were swatted aside like toys. The symphony of the city was replaced by a cacophony of screams, explosions, and the chilling, chittering language of our new overlords. In those first few days, hope was a flickering candle in a hurricane. We scattered, we hid, we died. The gleaming towers that once symbolized our progress became tombs. But humanity, for all its flaws, is stubborn. In the rubble-strewn arteries of Neo Viridia, in the dark, forgotten service tunnels beneath the shining facade, the resistance was born. We were a motley crew, grizzled veterans of forgotten corporate wars, brilliant engineers whose labs were now craters, and kids like me who had never known a day of real hardship. Our greatest breakthrough came from the enemy itself. We discovered their plasma cannons, the ones they mounted on their heavy walkers, had a design flaw. A simple bypass of their power regulators could turn them into handheld weapons, volatile and prone to overheating, but devastatingly effective. Suddenly, we could fight back. The streets became our hunting grounds. We learned to move like ghosts through the shattered urban landscape, setting ambushes, striking fast, and melting away before their superior numbers could pin us down. For every one of them we took down, we lost 10 of our own, but it was a price we were willing to pay. We were no longer just victims. We were thorns in their side. I was never meant to be a hero. My name is Kale. Before the fall, I was a speeder bike jockey, racing illegally through the transport canyons for credits and thrills. The closest I'd ever come to real danger was a near miss with a cargo hauler. But war has a way of finding the skills you never knew you had. My reflexes, honed by years of threading needles at breakneck speeds, made me a valuable scout. But scouting wasn't enough. We were holding them off in the streets, but we were losing the sky. Their interceptors, sleek, crescent-winged craft that moved with an unnatural grace, controlled the air. They were our biggest threat, strafing our positions, hunting our patrols, ensuring we could never gather in significant numbers. One night, huddled in a bombed-out data hub, our tech specialist, a woman named Alara, showed me something on a flickering monitor. It was the schematics of an interceptor, pieced together from dozens of wreckage scans. She pointed to a small access port near the cockpit's ventral side. "A manual override," she whispered, her voice hoarse with exhaustion. "It's a maintenance hatch. If you could get to it, you could bypass the neural link and pilot it manually. It was a crazy idea, a suicide mission. So naturally, I volunteered. The plan was as insane as it sounded. We used our biggest salvaged cannon to blast a chunk out of a low-flying patrol. The interceptor, damaged but not destroyed, crashed into the side of the Omnicorp tower. Its wing embedded in the 80th floor. That was my cue. While the rest of my squad laid down suppressing fire, I scaled the building's maintenance lattice. The wind whipping around me, plasma fire searing the air inches from my face. My fingers were numb, my lungs burned, but the image of the burning sky pushed me onward. I reached the crippled ship, pried open the maintenance hatch with a crowbar, and crawled inside. The cockpit was a mess of alien glyphs and pulsating light, but the controls felt intuitive, like they were designed to be an extension of thought. I powered it up. The hum of the anti-gravity engine was the most beautiful sound I'd ever heard. I wrenched the ship free from the building and soared into the sky, a ghost in the enemy's own machine. For a moment, they were confused.
Ow.
My transponders still read as friendly. I used that confusion to my advantage, weaving through the skyscrapers I knew so well, leading them on a wild chase. On my come, Elira's voice guided me. Kale, the main breach, the source of their portal. Our scans show a central energy core on the mothership. If you can detonate it. She didn't need to finish. It was our only shot. Climbing through the atmosphere, the world fell away beneath me. My little interceptor was just a speck against the colossal shadow of the mothership, a city-sized behemoth hanging in the wounded sky. Every enemy fighter in the sector was on me now, their confusion replaced by fury. My ship shuddered with impacts, alarms blaring a frantic chorus. I pushed the craft to its limits, barrel rolling through asteroid-sized debris, using the enemy's own wreckage as cover. The core was exactly where Elira said it would be, a glowing, pulsating sphere of energy deep within the mothership's central chasm. It was heavily defended. Turrets tracked my every move, filling space with a web of deadly light. There was no way to get a clean shot. There was only one option. Elira, I said into the cum, my voice strangely calm. Tell my family. Tell them I loved the view from up here. I didn't wait for a reply. Us. I aimed the nose of my stolen ship directly at the core and slammed the acceleration to maximum. The final moments were a blur of blinding light and crushing force. The explosion was silent in the vacuum of space, but I felt it. A wave of pure energy that tore the mothership apart from the inside out. The crimson breach in the sky wavered, flickered, and then, like a healing wound, it began to seal. Down on the surface, I knew my friends were watching, cheering as the sky returned to its familiar blue. We had won. I had saved them. But as my consciousness faded, my final glimpse wasn't of the closing portal. It was of something else. Something on the far side of the moon, hidden in its shadow. A new rift, far larger, far darker, was opening, and it was utterly silent. Our victory wasn't an ending. It was just the beginning. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss what happens next. Let me know in the comments what you think is coming through that new rift. Until next time, stay curious.